Hi, welcome everyone. It's Joanna Knight again. I just thought I'd do this quick YouTube clip for you on helping you to think your way through your stress. Now, as most of you know who follow me, I have a company called firstsuccess.com. That's 1stsuccess.com, and I'm also the author of Return from the Void. And it's a self-help book journal, and it helps you to really kind of ask the right kind of questions and make notes in there to help yourself. And you can find it on my website, on Amazon, or on returnfromthevoid.co.uk. Anyway, let's get down to some useful information for you guys. Quite often the information that I would be giving to someone who's suffering from stress would be, okay, let's do some deep breathing, let's do some colour breathing, let's look at emo trance or some positive visualization like NLP, let's try some affirmations, let's try some hypnosis. Why don't you lie down, go for a walk in nature, take a hot bath, get a massage. Usual information that you can find all over the internet. But what really got me thinking today of how I got through some real personally tough times when I've been in debt, when I've been homeless, where I have felt discriminated against, victimised, when relationships have broken down, when I have miscarried my babies, you name it. I've had a few nasty and negative challenges to have to deal with in my life, and I do know how it feels to feel disempowered, to feel at the mercy of someone or something much bigger than yourself, whether that be an organisation or a person or whatever it may be. Now, the good news is there is a way to help yourself without having to spend out lots and lots of money, something that you can try at home, and it works better for some people than it does for others. So please don't beat yourself up if you think this isn't working for me. It's like a muscle. You have to try it a couple of times before that muscle gets stronger. And it's like anything in life, you just have to keep at it. So really, we're asking about how can questioning something or someone, be it an organisation or a person, empower you? And how can that empowerment actually calm you down? How can it remove the stress? Well, first of all, when we go into freeze, fight or flight mode, it's often because we are feeling disempowered or scared or threatened or fearful from what we are up against. Agreed? I think most people would agree with that. So let's just imagine that you can actually feel as if you are pushing back, and you have a shot at pushing back at what is bearing down at you, and suddenly you are taking action. Suddenly you are feeling empowered, and it doesn't seem as scary because it is giving you space. Now, in order to get this space, of course, you do need to detach yourself away from the usual crowd of people or distractions or TV or phones or blah 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 blah, internet even, and just take 5 or 10 minutes to yourself to just quieten your mind. And yes, that may involve some deep breathing as well, and you might want to take a notepad with you. And rather than focusing on the problem itself, I want you to start questioning around the problem. Because what we're trying to do is get your intuitive part of your mind to really kind of act on your behalf and get quite smart for you. And it is there, believe me. So let's just imagine for a moment that I have a relationship problem. And rather than looking at, oh, he treats me like this, he says that to me, he says this to me, how about actually looking at why, from his side of the fence, why might he be saying that to me? Is there a reason for that? Could there be a reason for that? But also at the same time trying to detach your own issues and possible paranoia around the situation. So looking at it in a kind of a cool, calm, logical kind of way, rather than emotional, irrational, because we do not want to be in fear. We want to be in calmness and logic. But at the same time, in that cool, calm logic, we want to look and ask those questions clearly. and just simply get answers and solutions at this stage. It doesn't matter if they're right or they're wrong. You can play around with them. But by gathering some information, that helps you to feel empowered and more in charge and in control of your life, your destiny, your future. The same would go for a huge debt and a huge organisation. And possibly you may want to ask, okay, this organisation are quite within their right to demand these questions of me, or ask this of me, or want that of me. It could be your job, it could be that you have a debt and you're answerable to somebody. But I've had this and this going on in my life, and I know what the truth is behind my circumstances and situation. You could be asking anything. Why are they asking me now? You know, if they wanted this information, they've had maybe 5-6 years to ask. Why are they asking me now? For instance, it's just a question you might ask. And if they are asking me now, does that mean that they've actually lost some of my paperwork? If they've lost some of my paperwork, what does that mean? Who was in charge back then? And why do they want to know now? Is it because some new information has come up that is incorrect? It could be a credit agency that's giving you a rotten credit scoring. You could challenge that and ask why. And through asking why with anything, people don't like it, and some people feel a little bit scared of actually asking a big organisation or somebody in a relationship, why do you do that? Why did you say that to me? Help me to understand. Now that gives you power, because you're taking power back. You have every right to know about any information that's being held about you, about what other people think of you. As I say, if it's your partner in a relationship, they may have it completely wrong. They may have you completely wrong, and your intentions way, way, way off. But unless you know what's going on in somebody's mind, or within some paperwork, or on a database, or wherever it is, unless you have access and privy to that information, you are disempowered. So I would say the best way to combat stress is to go into that solution, but that calm, clear point in your mind where you remove all the emotion, you remove the fear, and that's just by breathing and just taking 5 or taking 10 minutes. No disturbances from kids or dogs or neighbours or whatever. Just quiet time, maybe even walking in the woods, and then you get some brilliant questions you could ask. You jot them down on a piece of paper there and then. Once you've got that, you will feel so much better, because you'll feel as if something is coming to you. And it is. It will be information. After all, who is going to deny you your questions? Now, quite often you'll find that children will ask why quite a lot, because they're learning. But suddenly we seem to stop. We get embarrassed as we get into adulthood. Why is that? Who's taught us to be embarrassed about asking why? Why should we stop asking why? Ask yourself that even. Is it a good thing? Do we suddenly stop learning at a certain age? If we don't understand something clearly, why do we not say to somebody, I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you. Can you just, I'm not good with accents, or this is a crackly line, or I don't quite understand that letter you sent me. Could you please just explain it to me slowly and clearly? Or perhaps would you mind if I record this information on my recorder that I have next to the phone? After all, big companies constantly record conversations with you and themselves, so why not vice versa? That's only fair, isn't it? That's only balanced. And really that puts you in a position of power, because if somebody has given you the wrong information, then again you feel calm and in control, because you have yourself covered, because you've asked why. Hang on a minute, I could do that, why can't I do that? The same in relationships, the same in work. Why have I not had a wage increase? Okay, I understand that the company is suffering at the moment. Okay, so why have the other 2 people in the department had a wage increase then? It puts people on the spot. Yes, they don't like it, but what would you rather happen? That you threat out of something and that you feel disempowered and pushed down. And I see it so many times with clients that come into my clinic. They're so scared to ask why. They're so scared to question and to start picking at that thread and going off and going, oh, that leads to somewhere else. Well, let's ask why about that then, and let's ask why. And is that fair? Is that right on balance? And this could be to do with areas of the law. It could be to do with absolutely anything in your life that is causing you stress through some sort of mistake, or a problem that you think you have, but actually you've got the solution in here all along. So good luck with that. Please encourage yourself to ask why, because it is a healthy and fundamental thing to do each and every day of your life. Please remember to ask why. And any questions you want to send me, I am happy to answer them for you. Okay, have a great day. Thank you.